Welcome everyone to the meeting of the Planning and Infrastructure Committee, Wednesday the 4th of June, 7 p.m. Please make sure your mobile phones are turned off or turned to silent. And we will start with apologies, which I think there might be a few.
We have a few. Councillor Alban, Boston, Hetherington and Ween have all sent apologies for various reasons. Thank you.
Any declarations of interest? No. The minutes of the last Planning and Infrastructure meeting on the 14th of May. Did you have?
I propose that they.
Your propose. I'll second. So that's fine. Number 4.
Do you want to vote on it?
Vote on it. Yes, all in favour?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
we're all in favour. I mean, they favoured and seconded, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I always forget to vote. So, Kent Highways, do you want to introduce?
Dean's got that on the screen for you. This is a document on deposit from KCC. I've spoken to Councillor Alban, who's ward councillor for this area, and he also mentioned Councillor Buxley, and I believe it's your ward as well, isn't it? And this is to decide a response from RTC to the online consultation, which I will do on behalf of you. It doesn't need to be done until the 9th, but I'll get that done as soon as possible if you wish to comment. So it's they're extending at any time waiting restrictions, Hollycombe Road and Margate Road Junction. And what's the other one, Dean?
Is it the other end of St Luke's Avenue?
Yes. And it's the junction of Gordon Road and St Luke's Avenue. Again, it's proposed anytime waiting restrictions, probably to ease the problem with that area as well. Have you got any comments at all?
It's hard to see round those corners. Yes, Councillor Shonk.
I'm at the joint transport board meeting from the TDC.
Are you?
So anything about that? I have asked for a KCC member to turn up, but whether they do or not, I don't know.
Well, you are a KCC member.
Highways officer.
Oh, I see. An officer.
How can it be joint if nobody turns up?
They won't come out in the evenings.
I know they're not council, but they're highways. All the years I've been tending, we always used to have a highways officer there. So the likes of us and other people, or other parties, can ask that person.
Right.
Okay.
Which is quite good, but it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Okay. Have we any comments? Councillor Nixie?
Obviously, it's.
I'll make just an observation that basically the double yellow lines are in compliance with what is already in the legislation and highways code for parking near junctions.
Yeah.
The locals in the area will be unhappy at what is perceived as a loss of parking spaces, but at the same time, there's no grounds to object.
No, I'm sorry.
Likewise, I was going to say similar, and it's a sense of like Nethercourt Ward where, you know, there are junctions. We too have had that facility where, you know, the corners have been had double yellow lines to be kept clear for various reasons, safety obviously paramount, but emergency services and so on and so forth. I don't see any objection to this at all, and I look forward to it, you know, coming out and being forced.
Yes, Councillor.
All these are wonderful, and I'm not objecting to it if they're enforced, but they're not enforced at night. I know.
Well, they certainly won't be enforced if they don't exist, so getting them to exist is a start.
I think we have to say that TDC have considerably increased their number of civil enforcement officers as traffic wardens. They do still have to cover the whole of Thanet, and they do target hotspots where they are known. As ward councillors, we report those hotspots and they do attend to them. They do not give us their schedules for when they are going to be attending to them, because if we were to tell the residents when they are going to be going around, then obviously they wouldn't catch anyone. And the idea is that, you know, if people are habitually doing this, then you don't warn them when not to do it. So it's unannounced visits, and that is what they will normally do. So they do, and our number of tickets has increased. I don't have the stats or the figures, but I do.
Councillor Nixon.
I propose that we accept this change and, you know, behind it for the safety of our residents.
Was there much objection to this? One of you mentioned about objections from neighbours, because parking is a big issue in Ramsgate. Doesn't matter whether it's that road, any road. Was there many objections?
As ward councillor, we've not received any directly, but there are just ongoing general rumblings, and as soon as those lines go in, there will be people that didn't notice the notification and suddenly become aware of it. That's what happens.
Anyway, we have a proposal for Councillor Nixie. I will second it. All those in favour to say no comment?
No comment. No. Because I'll be there tomorrow night to see what happens tomorrow.
Well, we still have to give our...
I know.
I've got no objection.
Right. So item 5, the neighbourhood plan.
So this is to receive and note Thanet District Council strategic environmental assessment and habitats regulations and the informal comments in response to the Ramsgate neighbourhood plan. And also to note that the regulation 14 consultation will now commence. So this is our neighbourhood plan moving forwards. I don't know if you've got any comments at all, or just to note.
Sorry. Just to say, this strategic environmental assessment seems not to apply to us. I've been through it all, and
Doesn't it?
it just says no, 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 none, none, none all over it. I mean, you're well. Anyone's welcome. We haven't got any Green members here tonight to find something in it, but I don't think we will. Do you want to have a quick look?
Well, I did earlier, but it was on the phone, so it's good to see
Yes,
it in
in
paper.
real life.
Yeah. I mean, my only comment again, proposed is we noticing it. It's good to see it going forward, because until again we have something tangible and concrete, you know, you can't really alter it if we have nothing that we can see is working. We need to get it into existence.
Any chance I'll have a copy of that? I mean, so over many years we've had so many.
This one, you mean? Of course, you can take this.
Neighbourhood plans.
Is that the neighbourhood plan? No, that's
this is what we're looking at this evening. Is this what you meant, or do you mean the actual neighbourhood? This one, yeah. Yeah, you're welcome to take this one.
right.
You've got a proposal to note.
Right, we propose to note it, and I will second it. Are we all in favour? Yes. Right, and the second part of this is the comments on the neighbourhood plan.
These are just literally reference typos and things like that, so that's included in your noting of everything.
Yes, so I did try and go through them. I was very, very good. But my neighbourhood plan is actually out of date, but it didn't actually do me any harm whatsoever to reread that. Okay, so we note that, and we look forward to it all going out to consultation. Yeah. But can I please note that we would like the shopfronts design guide included? Apparently in Livingston says we can include it as a
Appendix or something.
appendix.
Good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I will pass that on to the town clerk and also to Kim, who is our member of staff who's working on this as well. So yes, that's noted. Thank you.
So we're moving on to the planning application.
Okay, we'll have these on the screen. First one is 29 Victoria Road, change of use of an existing dwelling to a 6-bed HMO. Called in by yourself, reason it is an HMO. This is in Victoria Road. It's where the, what you would call the corner shop is.
It's the chip shop, actually.
The chip shop,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, well,
there we
it's
are.
both, yeah.
So that's current.
So the retail section on the ground floor is not changing.
No,
The lounge part on the first floor, they're dividing up, and the living room space here will be converting into a bedroom, and then they're keeping the lounge part. And then the utility room that is on the second floor is converting into a bedroom.
when I looked at it, I couldn't see 6 bedrooms, but maybe I was looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, if there's one underneath, there's,
So
yeah.
There's one there.
2, 3,
Oh, right, I was looking at 5,
6.
6, excellent.
And how many bathrooms?
2, 3 en suite. There.
Right.
There's, oh, that's a bathroom, sorry. There's one bathroom, 2 en suites.
Yes.
It's not as bad as,
Sexy.
it's not as bad as I thought it might be, if you know what I mean. So, don't have anything particular to say about
Can
this
you
at the moment.
see how close number 33 is? It says on that note at the beginning that it's more than 100 metres, but it's like 2 door numbers away. I just wondered how.
So you've got 29 here, and then 33 is right down
Oh,
by
right,
Road.
okay.
It's separated by Holy Trinity.
It's number 80, because that's an HMO as well.
The other.
Which number, sorry?
80. That was approved as an HMO in February.
Well, it'll be up the other
One
end.
eight
so.
or 80.
80.
That'd be much further down towards the ground floor.
Wouldn't it be the other way? On the other side? No?
If that's number 29.
Yeah.
31, so it's coming up.
33's right down.
80.
80, I'll look it up, 80 Victoria Road.
Yeah,
Yeah, down towards Granville.
I walked up there last night. The only issue, I think, is probably car parking, but I don't know whether that's a valid reason. Because the bus goes past the top of the road. There are 2 little houses behind. Actually, not so little. They're quite big. You can see them on there below the red line, 1 and 2. And there's parking for them. And then there were 6 cars parked in that space last night.
I've got 80 Victoria Road coming up as a Granville building.
Right.
Yes, it's quite further down.
Yeah, so
Oh, the building.
That's the one right on the far corner then, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's coming up as that.
Yes. Okay, that's quite possible. I've just got the numbers on here. It just says from 3 flats to 4-bedroomed HMO, 80 Victoria Road, but there's no photographs on here, so.
No, but that's what it's coming up as, just the.
But obviously those houses need to have that parking protected.
Dean, is that where that gap's been restored into housing, near the chip shop? There's a big gap there.
It is the actual
Chip shop.
and off licence.
Yeah.
If you come up from there was an old garage, wasn't there?
Yes, that's that white
Yeah,
bit,
yes,
yeah.
that's-
And that gap's been filled up now, isn't it?
No,
So it's nothing to do with it.
It's the whole of the upper floor.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's a house in Arklow Square. And they've built out
Yeah.
and they've got a garage in there, but it's the other side of the old garage building.
I mean, the building could do with a bit of TLC, but I don't think we can object to this.
No, I've
Imagine
got
it.
no comment on that.
I just asked Dean, is that an old photograph?
I walked up there last night to have a look. And it,
Things change so much around Ramsgate.
Did you say there was another one at 24 on the other side of the road, an HMO?
Yes, so the 24 one is past the church, it's about here.
Right.
It's just a bit further down, but it's 104 metres. So it's 4 metres outside of the.
I propose no comment for this. Well, I propose we are not in favour of HMOs flooding Ramsgate. However, this seems to be a more suitable, what's what I'm looking for?
location.
An opportune, development, more suitable development for this. Opportunity to do one that's sensible.
I mean, I am in favour of some HMOs because people have got to have somewhere to live. Young people who've maybe got jobs can't afford flats. They've got to have somewhere to live. But they need to be managed, or they need to be well managed, yes.
All the years I've sat here, and I have sat here quite a few years, we always used to say that these HMOs, we prefer family houses, but that's not always in our gift.
Yes, but
No.
you can't, I mean, the famous one in Effingham Street, I mean, nobody's buying 6-bedroom family houses.
They have to be managed, and sometimes they're not managed properly.
Yes.
It's untidy, unkept.
Yeah.
This is, I wanted to come and listen to this.
Yes.
Obviously, I can't form an opinion at this stage, but I've had no complaints. We did note this as ward councillors when we saw it come up on the notifications, and we did note that it's an HMO in this area. We've had no contact from any residents of the neighbours that have been notified, and I have just looked on the planning application site, and there are no objections on the planning application site from anyone at the moment. I would be interested to hear when the officers do the assessment, what the view is on the location of the other HMOs in the area, because 104 metres is still pretty close. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. But in principle, as you say, HMOs provide a very valid part of our housing need in this area. So beyond that,
Proposal on the table already, so seconding.
But can the proposal be amended to say we don't object to having an HMO there, but we would ask that it is properly managed?
Yes.
Yeah. Can
we just say we don't object to it, but we do have our concerns? Can we say that?
I have done.
What are your
I
concerns?
said that again then.
What are the concerns?
Whether they're managed properly.
We've got.
I've just done that.
And
We've just done it again.
The proposal is that from councillor Nixie, RTC is not in favour of HMOs flooding Ramsgate, but this seems to be a more suitable development, but asks that it is properly managed.
Yes. All those in favour? Yeah, all three.
Put you down as seconding that, shall I?
Yes, I seconded.
Okay. Thank you. The next application is a listed building application and also the normal application for the same property, 29 to 31 Addington Street. Listed building consent for repair works at external rear walls with brick, reinstatement of internal staircase, erection of external staircase, infill of external doorway with brick, erection of internal boundary wall and making good of elevations. It is part retrospective. Called in by Councillor Wing. She was concerned that it is retrospective and previous work possibly not applied for impacting on this application, i.e. external stairs in a conservation area, listed building on a street with significant and unique heritage. Thank you, members.
Could I just say, apparently they took out the original staircase so they could extend the shop, and the person who lived in the flat upstairs had to get into the flat by a ladder. So hopefully this will regularize it.
How does that even work? Do you know what I mean, that they would do that to someone?
Well, they'd leave a hole. Well,
I mean, like, that's just madness, isn't it?
it is madness. So if we have a look, I mean, there's also an issue with some stuff on the external wall, just where Dean had the cursor. No, not there.
Talk me through it, Dean, there's a lot
There,
to say there.
yeah.
So that's
That.
the rear elevation is existing. So that's panelled at the moment. And then this is what they're proposing, so they're proposing to infill that and put external staircase to the first floor.
I would be interested to see, first of all, whether there are too many steps in that staircase, because you can't normally get up one story without a landing. And what was the other thing? Oh, and the fire ex. Well, that, if it's just one flat accessing, that will be all right. And the fire officer has said that she thinks it's all right. But it's the building inspector that's got the final say.
And do you have a street view of which particular block it is?
Yeah, so,
It's the corner shop,
yeah, it's the.
Oh, the corner
shops,
shop,
the
okay.
usual stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, what to say to that one?
I think we should welcome the attempt to regularise the position.
Should we just have a look at what Becky Wynne suggested on that thing? Becky Wynne.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she lives close. Well, this is it. It hopefully will regularise the previous work which was not applied for, i.e. taking out the internal staircase. Apparently there were tiles on that wall that's now got a frame on it. And they now need to put in external stairs because they've taken out the internal stairs.
So they didn't apply to take out the internal stairs?
No.
So I feel bad not commenting or saying that that is okay when they did something that they shouldn't have done in the first place.
Exactly.
You know, so, you know, planning better than I did, Pat, I wouldn't know where to, what to bring that up on. I mean, what is that? It's like we feel disappointed that this application wasn't done previously and do not feel happy that this is, you know, that basically this has gone ahead without due allowance, really.
Well,
What are we
my thing
saying?
was to regularise the existing conditions caused by making alterations without planning permission. Which was, yeah, we can say which was disappointing. But, I mean, they are silly because if you've got a shop, it's going to be scrutinised. Yeah. Yes, councillor.
Voting against it as a conservation area. They've already started work. Seems to me they just people do what they want at the moment. And if you see someone's climbing and going up and down stairs and a ladder, which is health and safety, if they're the force, is that person responsible?
The building reps are going to have a look at it.
So we have a proposal by yourself at the moment. RTC is disappointed that previous work was done without planning permission, but welcomes this attempt to regularise the position.
I'm not sure I welcome anything. I'm disappointed in it generally, frankly. I mean, it's over a barrel, aren't we? You know, they've taken the stairs out, they need to put stairs back. There isn't an option, is there? Or anything else? So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll see the stairs from the street. It's Townley Street, I think. Next
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
I don't think you'll see them because there's a sort of dogleg in the building.
yeah.
There.
No, I appreciate that. I just think it's the whole doing it without permission that really irks, you know?
Yeah, people do that.
How about,
Yes.
Is there any involvement, as far as you know, from planning enforcement? That can
I don't
get involved
know.
Before, it's not necessarily planning enforcement after a planning application has been approved or not. It can be involved before, exactly to say, you've got to put this back to where it was, you know, what councillor Nix is saying.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're not going to, are they though? Do you want them to be able to make the best job they can in a conservation area of something that they shouldn't have done in the first place? So, whereas I don't welcome it going back to normal, I realise it has to go back to normal.
well, it's not normal because
No.
the staircase was internal.
Yes, no, I realise you were talking about, it's not the word I meant, and I apologise. You said I can't even, I'm too tired to think.
So,
what it is.
To be unacceptable.
Yeah.
I've amended that, but this application appears to attempt to regularise the position.
Regularise, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, okay, I will second that.
No, you
I
proposed
proposed
that.
it, well, I'll second it, and we second, all those in favour? No, what's just?
It's a conservation area, it seemed to be done wrongly. I mean, people just done work without any proper knowledge, and then just,
So, given an ideal world, I mean, we've passed
Conservation
that
area.
anyway, but
they've already started the work without going through the, there is a process there. There is a process, isn't there? I mean, TDC planner officers, there is a process to go through, and they haven't gone to that process.
so should they just?
Leave it to TDC.
Yeah, it will,
Yes.
TDC, but we're entitled to give our opinion, which we have done.
Okay,
Is that it?
that is it. Date of next
The
meeting.
date of the next meeting will be, I hoped I was going to be away, but not. 2nd of July, 7 p.m.
Thank you.
God, it's only 26